13 key safety measures at Hanwha Aerospace Changwon plant. Check for alcohol, hangover, lack of sleep, and illness. All workers entering the Hanwha Aerospace Changwon plant should check their physical condition, including alcohol consumption, hangover, lack of sleep, and illness, with the work manager before starting work. Safety training and stretching before work. Contractor workers should complete safety training and perform stretching before starting their tasks. On-site presence of work manager. Hanwha Aerospace Changwon plant should carry out work under the supervision of the designated supervisor to prevent safety accidents, and no work should be done that has not been agreed upon in advance. Wearing personal protective equipment. Workers should wear protective gear that suits the working conditions to prevent safety accidents. The basic protective equipment includes a hard hat, safety glasses, and safety shoes. If the required protective gear is not worn, the work cannot proceed. No entry outside of designated areas. Workers are prohibited from entering areas outside the designated workstations, break areas, and smoking areas within the workplace. Follow traffic safety rules at the workplace. When driving a vehicle on company premises, please make sure to wear your seatbelt first and follow the speed limit of 20 km. No illegal U-turns are allowed in the workplace. Forklifts should travel at speeds below 10 km in the workplace and below 5 km indoors. Please use safe walkways when moving around. Special vehicles like trailers have limited visibility when reversing or turning, so you should follow the guide's instructions and be careful to avoid obstacles. Access control to the test track. Hanwha Aerospace Changwon plant has a vehicle test circular track. You should get permission from the area supervisor before entering. Placing supervisors during crane operations, heavy equipment use, and firework activities. The work supervisor and fire watcher should set up and control equipment around the work area. They should ensure that supervision is conducted from a position where communication between the risky work equipment and the workers is smooth. Safety measures during heat waves and cold waves. During heat waves, when working outdoors, drink water frequently and take regular breaks in the shade. During cold waves, wear warm clothes, hats, and scarves, and drink warm liquids while resting in a warm place. Clean up after your work. To prevent safety accidents in the workplace, please clean up after work thoroughly. Emergency measures. In case of a fire emergency at the workplace, an emergency alarm will sound. Please evacuate according to the broadcast instruction and fire exit signs and move to the designated emergency assembly area. If an incident occurs, consider its severity and first contact the main person in charge or the emergency contact numbers listed on the work permit. If you cannot make a decision, contact emergency services at 119 immediately. In the event of a fire, use fire extinguisher and hydrant to conduct initial extinguishing efforts, and evacuate immediately if the fire spreads. If someone is unconscious or has cardiac arrest, perform cardiopulmonary resuscitation immediately, and use the nearest automated external defibrillator. Industrial safety and health management costs. Industrial safety and health management costs should be checked to ensure they are used properly for their intended purpose. If there are inappropriate cost claims, refunds can be requested. The items include the following: labor costs for safety managers and various work allowances, safety facility costs, costs for purchasing personal protective equipment and safety gear, safety inspection costs, costs for safety and health education and events, worker health management costs, construction accident prevention guidance costs, headquarters usage costs. Stopping work. If a worker faces an urgent serious accident or an imminent danger, they must stop work and evacuate. A worker who stops work and evacuates should immediately contact the work supervisor and the main contractor's representative. Hanwha Aerospace Changwon Plant Safety Guidelines for Hazardous Tasks. Working at height. 1. Basically, work at height is done using a work platform with guardrails on all 4 sides. 2. For light tasks where using a ladder is unavoidable, it is permitted to use an A-frame ladder with outriggers that is 3.5 m or shorter. 3. When using a ladder, work should be done in pairs of 2. 4. When working at a height of 2 m or more, a safety harness should be worn. 5. It is prohibited to work on the top step of the ladder and the lower rungs. 6. It is recommended to use ladders with guardrails and scaffold systems. 7. Outdoor work should be stopped during strong winds. Working with flames and inflammables. 1. Make sure you always have a supervisor with you when you're working with flames and inflammables. 2. Clear away any flammables from the work area and make sure you have at least 2 fire extinguishers. 3. Wear spark protection cloth. Confined space work. 1. At least 30 minutes before starting work, ensure ventilation using fans and continue to provide adequate ventilation during work as needed. 2. Measure gas concentrations before and during work, and follow the measurement schedule stated in the work permit. The person measuring should be an employee of the main contractor or partner company with the appropriate knowledge and practical experience. 3. Access is prohibited in case of emergencies in the work area, unless directed by the work supervisor. 4. Always have a work supervisor present during confined space work. Heavy equipment operations. 1. Verify the possession of heavy equipment licenses and inspection certificates. 2. Position signal personnel, ensuring uniformity in signaling. 3. Check the stabilization of heavy equipment outriggers and confirm measures are in place to prevent tipping. 4. Conduct a normal status check on auxiliary lifting devices and hooks when lifting heavy objects. 5. Control access to personnel within the radius of heavy equipment and ensure that vehicle inspections are confirmed before operations commence. 6. Signal personnel should monitor the area to ensure that no workers pass under or stand near the objects being lifted. Electrical work. 1. Before starting work, turn off the power to the control panel and switches and check for any remaining charge. 2. Follow the lockout and tagout procedures. 3. Confirm that the work is being carried out by qualified personnel. 4. Check that grounding is installed and that there is no electrical discharge. 5. Power restoration should be done upon request to the electrical manager of the main contractor. Handling chemical substances. 1. Before starting work, wear a respiratory protective device, dust mask, or gas mask suitable for the substances being used. 2. Carry out the handling and work with chemical substances in a well-ventilated area. Dust-generating work. When there is excessive dust in the work area, we perform work while removing dust using water spray or exhaust fans. Workers from partner companies entering Hanwha Aerospace Changwon plant should check the main essential safety requirements and cooperate to ensure a safe workplace. Thank you.